back to Let's Do Something. We're today doing some more something. Alright, anyways, what we're making is a metal brake. Where metal brakes cost what they do. They're real simple and easy to make. And for those of you that don't know how to make it, I'm going to show you how. Alright, so what we're doing, the brake we're making is about 35.5 inches. That's what the angle is cut into. And we just went to the junkyard and got some simple bed frame. So when using bed frame, there's a wider side on your angle and a shorter side. We want the wide side to be what holds our sheet metal. So then we went to the store and just bought some hinges. And when you're putting on your hinges, the only thing you want to watch is to make sure your hinge comes out flush with the base of the metal here, which I'm about to weld this now. So, like I said, they're 35.5 inches. Our hinges are 3.5 inches. So that's going to give us about 29 inches worth of bend. And of course, I don't see why we'd ever bend anything larger than that. But it varies for everybody. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to weld my hinge on the back here, and then I'm going to come to the underside and do a tack just to make sure the hinge doesn't flex when we put pressure on it. And once I get that done, I'll bring y'all back and we'll show you the next step. Alright, so where we left off with this metal brake was I showed y'all how I had everything positioned, told you some measurements, and then I welded. So when I started welding, I just went ahead and did it all. And I figured I'd give you all a run through now that it's done, which I haven't coated this yet. I'm going to put some undercoating on this or rust converter. I haven't decided yet. Just something durable that obviously is going to last, won't get too beat up with everything we're doing. So like I said, the wide side of this bed frame right here is the base. This is what our sheet metal's clamped between. So you got to have two pieces the same length, so that way you can put your sheet metal between them, which it'll sit like this. So once our metal's in, I clamp this down to wherever I'm working, which I have some holes drilled in this so we can mount it to the bench. I just haven't got that far yet. So that's step one. Then you go get some hinges. Try to make sure they're not galvanized hinges. Galvanization is very poisonous. And if they are galvanized, you got to take your grinder to them and try to clean them off the best you can, because welding that will make you sick. So anyways, got the hinges welded on, which I use a flux wire welder. So everyone knows those weld like poop. But anyways, I got them welded on, and like I said, you want to do your best to make sure your hinge is flush with this piece right here, and that's on both of them. So as you can see, I done the tack at the bottom to make sure the hinge has no flex and won't bend. Done a small weld on the back, and then I welded through the center holes and 2 welds on each side. And then after that, my hinges, as you can see, are not perfectly level. They bellow out for the back side of the hinge here. So that's why I put my bending piece, which is the other half of what the hinge is for. I put the piece that's going to put the pressure on my sheet metal on the bottom, on the bottom side of this hinge. And that makes it a perfect flat and flush thing right here. It is perfectly flat. Neither side standing in front of the other. As you can see, it's very flat and straight. So after I welded that on, which you can see where I did that, I just went and found another scrap piece of pipe. Once again, I know I'm getting weld jokes on this, but what do you expect from a flux wire? And I just welded about a 16-inch piece of pipe onto this, so that way I'd have some decent leverage to bend my sheet metal. So obviously, once it's mounted to the bench, this bottom piece, I have some all thread I'm going to run through these so I can mount both of these together. Once it's mounted and you got your sheet metal in, obviously, right here would be flat. Then anything past that, it would start to bend. And something that I do like about the angle I have is it already has rounded edges. As you can see, instead of being hard 90-degree angles, it's kind of rounded. So all my bends are now going to have a rounded edge to them. And that's, to me, is the best part, because I don't really like hard corners. I like them to be kind of clean and rounded. And this is going to do that for me. And like I said, I got it's bed frame, and I got it at the junkyard. I got a bunch of stuff, and altogether I spent $10. And I mean, I got 3 bed frames, some steel tubing, some sheet metal. I got a lot at the junkyard for that. So I mean, yeah, I understand wanting to go to metal stores, but your local junkyards can hide gold, man. You can get all kinds of stuff real cheap. It's also where this piece of tube came from. So all in all on this build, all I have invested in this is the cost of the hinges, and I got the hinges for $2, and that was for both of them. So I hope y'all enjoyed this little build here, and maybe it'll give y'all some ideas of your own. But like I said, the only other thing I'm going to do is put some rust converter on it, or I don't know, I may do like some undercoating or something like that just to seal it off. So hope y'all enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one. Remember, like, comment, subscribe for more. And thanks for watching. We'll see y'all later.